Hey everybody, welcome to this Lunar Vibes forecast session. Um, let's just get right into it. I'm aminaheckstall. I'm the creator of S.T.E.A.M, Soul Transforming Energy and Movement, and I'm an intuitive guide, a master certified spiritual life coach, and yeah, light worker. So let's go. All right, you know when I got my book out, if you've been here, you know I got some juicy stuff for y'all. So y'all know this is the new moon in Virgo again that we are in, and the energy of a partial solar eclipse. So there's a lot going on over our heads right now, and that's why a catchphrase I use a lot on my Facebook page. Sometimes I'll put up a post about what's going on in the sky, and I'll just say, look up sometimes, look up sometimes. Because sometimes we're so busy walking and looking down at our phones, we forget to look up, you know? We forget to acknowledge the sky. So anyway, I know new moons are usually like new beginnings, but this new moon is a little bit different, all right? Now, when you have a partial solar eclipse, the sun is still seen. Like that means that some of the sun is covered, not all of it, in like a full eclipse. And some light, having some is better than having none. So it does kind of bring you to the realization that perfection isn't necessary. You don't have to heal everything at one time. You don't have to accomplish all your goals at one time. Little by little. Okay? And this new moon is also an opportunity to stop waiting and to realize you're ready. Most new moons, they're like, oh, start planning, start working on things that are bringing new beginnings. This one is more so saying, you've been planning. You've been wanting the stuff that's trying to come in at this time. Now, go for it. Now you are ready. This is the new moon that is giving you a fresh new beginning in knowing your worthiness, in valuing the gifts you bring to this earth, to this universe, and knowing that you are ready now to bring these gifts out for the world. So a lot of you might be feeling that push as this divine life mission is being activated in your energy. So it's like this new moon is telling you stop waiting, realize you're ready, walk through the open doors that are being opened for you. Now, when this Virgo vortex first began, it was the first new moon in Virgo on August 21st, 22nd. I have to say that because Eastern and Pacific times are different, and they could end up on either one of those days. So during this time, we were supposed to be going over things that had to do with knowing ourselves, worth, things that might have been getting in the way of us actually valuing our gifts and what we bring to the table. And we were supposed to be creating boundaries and really taking the time to see who was worthy of our energy. You know what I'm saying? And getting really clear on who you are. And that's why now this new moon is like, okay, so now you've had that time. Now you're ready to show the world who you are. And some of you might be saying, no, 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 not ready. But don't ask me why I would take off my reading glasses while I'm reading. That was, yeah, not well thought out. Sorry, I'm not somebody who grew up wearing glasses, so it does take some time to get used to having these on my face. All right. So yeah, you might have found yourself facing different situations and experiences that forced you to question whether someone or some situation or some place was worthy of your energy. And you might have also found yourself faced with situations where you had to create some sort of boundaries in your relationships. You had to start to realize where somebody's kind of overstepping and where you're allowing it. So you can't really be mad at them. So now that that stuff has been, you've had time to get clear on all of that. Now it's time to step into who you're becoming. And that's what this new moon, this new beginning is about, the becoming. It's about you now being ready to stand in your full light. And I know there's been many cycle completions or partial completions where you might have felt like I was being pushed to stand in my light then. But there's a thing when you come to the end of cycles, there's not many people who are able to just disconnect and detach, especially from things, people, and places that might have been in their lives for decades. So it's something that we call spiritual residue, or like just residue that might be left over from that prior situation, relationship, or experience. And moving into your new cycle, which I call the in between time, right before you're fully stepping through those doors, is when you're going to find that you're faced with the residue that's left over. When you might feel like you're facing things that are triggering you, and you are like, but I felt like I healed that. So why is that triggering me? And that is called the residue. There's still some little bit of things that still need to be worked out. The person may still have a little bit of a hold of your energy. You might still be up in theirs. Maybe you still be checking for them online and still be in their vibration. Whatever the case may be, that little bit of residue is what has to be worked out for you to completely walk into the new cycle. All right. So by now you're seeing how overthinking, perfectionism, being overly self-critical, doubting your abilities, you should be realizing by now how that has kept your light dim, how that has kept you from actually doing the things you want to do and caused you to miss out on many opportunities, worrying about what other people thought, and in turning thoughts that weren't your own into your own self-criticism. So this part of the journey calls for you to have faith in yourself, knowing that what you have to offer is truly needed in the world at this time. And it's that it's needed now. I don't want you to get the idea that this is some gift or some special ability that you're just now developing. No, that's why I said this is a different new moon. This is something that you've been honing, something that you've been working on, something you've been feeling called to, but now you're ready. Now you're ready to truly bring it into fruition. And I know many of you might be thinking of things like relationships or projects or places that you were like, been there, done that, not going to go back. But this is not saying to go back. What this is saying is that there may be a new beginning that is possible in certain areas of your life where there was an ending. Okay? So, and maybe not even an ending, maybe a suppression. Like, maybe, like, say you have this calling, you want to be a dancer. And you've always wanted to be a dancer, and you've had moments where you were in the spotlight, but never that big moment of recognition. So you kind of push that on the back burner, and you said, okay, let me focus on some other things. Maybe that just wasn't meant to be. Well, opportunities may start to come around now that you might feel like, why am I being pushed to dance all of a sudden again? But yet, there's a part of you that reawakens, like, why am I being pushed to dance again? I mean, I'm loving it. I'm happy. I'm excited. And that is what I mean by renewals. I'm not saying something toxic. Toxic experiences trying to return to your life now. Those would be tests. And I don't feel like we're in the test mode anymore, not many of us, but you could get tested with things such as temptation. Being tempted to overindulge in something, being tempted to cheat, being tempted to be sneaky, feeling like if I can get away with this, you know, if no one knows, what's the harm? That type of energy. And yeah, we don't want to go there. So we don't want to have to repeat cycles, and those are the type of tests that spirit will look at you like, where you are now, you've gone through these tests already, so that means you're repeating a lesson that we thought you learned, and that's going to put you right back in another cycle, repetition again, instead of stepping into this new one. So this new moon is a new beginning, but not a new you, but rather the emergence of the true you that was suppressed within but has always existed. Now patterns can be released, downloads can come in, and perfectionism's harsh filter can be removed so that you no longer have self-imposed obstacles in your way of reaching your goals. You know what I'm saying? Because those could be the worst ones, to fight through the monkey in your mind that's telling you you're not ready and you can't. But did you hear that? This is not a new you, but rather the emergence of the true you that was suppressed within but has always existed. And that's what I'm talking about. Things coming back to the surface. So I shouldn't really say like things returning into your life. It's almost like something that went down, was thrown into the ocean. It went down, 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 down. And now it finally hit the bottom and it's bouncing back up like that. So it's like you thought you lost it. Oh my God, it's gone. And you kind of went about your business. And now it's coming back up to the surface. And it's not going to be the same because it's been down in the ocean. So it's going to be a different energy, a different experience with it now that it's back. And that's kind of what is going to be coming in, at least for this collective. And also aspects of yourself. Things that you love to do that you suppressed. Feelings that you had, callings that you had, dreams, visions that you suppressed because maybe you felt like it was just too far gone. You could look at time, you could look at age, you could look at location and come up with all these excuses for why now that is no longer going to manifest. But you're going to get a surprise during this new moon. All right. So this portal eclipse, like I told y'all, has been open from the eclipse portal has been open from August 24th, and it will be open all the way to September 26th. So that's how long you can use this energy, okay? Now, I want to go into the 5 tips, but I'm trying to think if I should put a little visual here or if you guys don't mind just looking at me run my mouth. Maybe I'll move closer and change the view dynamics. All right, I'm just going to do this because I'm behind in getting this information out to you guys. I meant to be doing it live today, but I said I got a few more minutes to rest in peace in my home. My kids are not here right now. So I'm like, let me just record this because I don't want to run the risk of them returning in the middle of a live. So let's do this. Here are some tips or advice for the collective about how to harness the energy of this new moon or just what it's going to be bringing in for us. Look at this as a channeled message for the collective in regards to how to harness the energy of this moon. And then after this, we'll go to the pick-a-pile reading. Okay? So first thing of advice. Opportunities may arise that you don't feel ready for. Don't get triggered into self-doubt, okay? Rather step into the experience. They're coming in to show you how much you've grown and to let you know that you are ready. These experiences wouldn't show up if you weren't ready for them, okay? Now, before, you might have been ready, but you weren't ready mentally. You might have felt like, I'm not ready for that. Now, don't let yourself fall into that trap of telling yourself you're still not ready, okay? Because you'll miss out on some major opportunities. Number 2, don't try to control the process. Virgo wants to analyze and perfect everything. I love you, Virgos. But eclipse energy requires letting go and trusting. This allows space for the magic to come in. So you want to make sure you are not being a control freak over the outcome, the experience, the process that goes into your journey forward. You have to give spirit room to work, okay? And that's where the magic comes in, not by you forcing and trying to make things fit. And, it comes in when you surrender to the magic. Number 3, you may feel called into leadership in some way for a cause, a project based in spirituality, or some kind of spiritual guidance. Because at this time, a portal for authentic leaders has opened up. And you may see a lot of people, even if you're looking in the news or social media, new voices coming to the forefront. You see them trying to tear down the old voices, but these voices, what they're going to do is kind of what I was just telling you guys about this new moon. They're not going to go away. They went down to the bottom of the ocean, they hit that bottom, and they're coming back up, and they're going to come back different and stronger. If you know what I'm talking about, you live in the US of A, you know what's been going on in regards to the late night talk show hosts, and how they've been being censored. And I just feel like you're going to see a lot of spiritual leaders coming to the forefront now, and you're going to see a lot of people who were in leadership positions coming forth with the truth. I feel like there's going to be a lot of truths being exposed at this time. A lot of friendships that were together, collaborations that came together to do dark work, I feel like are going to be exposing each other as they are like against each other. Anyway, I don't know why that channeled message just came through. Maybe we needed to know that so that we could get into alignment with this calling. Down to earth, real voices, vulnerable, humanity conscious people who inspire others to get into a vibration of empowerment. Your wounds and your struggles are your wisdom and your strength, and that's going to be what inspires and motivates others, especially if you're in a position of leadership. Your story could save someone's life. Somebody could hear your story, and it could be exactly what they needed to hear in order to make the changes necessary in their lives. So some of you may start to feel called to step into a position of spiritual leadership, spiritual mentor, teacher, guide. Some of you might want to incorporate spirituality more in the home, with your own family members. Yeah. Number 4, use this eclipse energy to write down what you're ready to release about unworthiness and perfectionism. All right. And I suggest you really do this. Don't just say, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. A lot of times we don't commit to journaling. And this is very important during this time. Create affirmations that increase your self-worthiness, and then take actions to show yourself you believe in you now, not someday. Let me say this again for you guys. Create affirmations that increase your self-worthiness, and then take actions to show yourself you believe in you now. And that take actions means start to make moves towards the things that you know you're worthy of, that are calling to you. By taking these steps, it's like a confirmation to your spirit, to that inner child that's been wounded, that has fears. It's a confirmation to them that you're ready. Okay? And number 5, the eclipse is here to remind you of a simple truth. You've always been enough. You're not just now becoming enough or worthy or of value. No. This is a reminder that you've always been this unique, magical, beautiful, handsome, sexy, sensual, loving, unconditionally giving, compassionate, light-bringing person. But life's experiences may have caused you to suppress aspects of yourself, and that's out of protection, because when you are of the light, your energy sensory systems are very sensitive. And you pick up on energies like that, and sometimes we absorb them into our own. And that can cause us to feel ill, that can cause us to feel depressed and angry and not know where it's coming from, but it's not our own energy. And so this is a reminder now that you've always been this conduit of light. It's just now you're ready to really stand in that calling, in that vibration. All right? So, the prep phase is over. It's time to share what you have to offer now. Trust yourself. Trust that your imperfect gifts are exactly what someone's been seeking. The portal is open. Step through it as your powerful self. And that is my advice with this new moon reading. This new moon's energy and this partial solar eclipse's energy. And I'm going to be back with a guided movement. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's traditional S.T.E.A.M. And when I say traditional S.T.E.A.M, when I first created S.T.E.A.M, it was to activate the divine feminine because I was feeling heavy under the load of divine masculinity. And not actually, I won't call it divine. It was not divine masculinity, but it was starting to take a toll on me, and I just needed some softness in my life. I needed some nurturing. I had a mother wound, and I needed that to be soothed. One where you just need to feel like you don't always have to be strong, and that you can actually be vulnerable. And I knew that I had to get my breath work under control first. That was the first thing because I didn't know how to breathe. And I know that's funny when people say that, but I did not know how to ground myself, how to control my breath work. And once I was able to do that, and I found the way that really moved me the most, and that was using a technique used by Tibetan monks. I took that, and from there it grew. Me being a professional dancer, West African dancer, and trained in many other dance forms, I was able to take these healing, breathing, breathwork movements and turn it into something that could help you to shift energy literally with your hands, honestly, through using movement. And that's what you're going to experience next. You're going to do some S.T.E.A.M, soul transforming energy and movement. Literally, you're going to see how I came up with my first workshop I ever did that was successful online called Feel the Shift. And this movement that you're going to be partaking in is exactly what it means. Feeling the shift. But now you're going to literally be causing the shift. Hey guys, we're about to get moving. That's why I'm standing up. Um, but first, I want to explain why I'm dressed this way. First off, I woke up this morning. Yeah, I got morning voice. I woke up this morning and I was like, it's a new moon. It's the culmination of this Virgo vortex energy, and it's a partial solar eclipse. Girl, it's time to make some changes. So I told myself, we ain't gonna be indulging in anything anymore, overindulging in bad foods, overindulging in drinking or smoking anything. We're going to start to exercise more. We're going to start to love on ourselves more. When I look in the mirror, I want to be able to say, I can put on whatever I want today without going, I don't know. So this dress is a self-esteem builder for me because when I initially was going to buy it, my husband didn't think it was going to fit me. And I heard him on the side asking the woman, you got something a little bigger or whatever. So the lady, I could hear her like, I didn't understand all of the susu that they spoke. That's their language. But I see her doing this to the dress. So I said, hey, you don't think the dress is gonna fit me? And he was like, no, baby, I'm just whatever. So that put me in my head for a minute, like, yeah, the dress gonna fit me. Now, when it was hanging on the mannequin, it didn't look like it could fit me. But I had hope. Got back to our room. He went out to buy his food, and I slipped into the dress. And I was like, it stretches, it fits. But then I told myself, would you wear this outside? And myself said, not until we get our body together. But the energy of this Virgo vortex portal has been to prepare you, to get you to the point where you're no longer saying someday, but you're saying now. And so, who's to say my body's not ready now? So I put on this dress today as a reminder to me that I'm ready now, that loving on your body means more than just pampering, but also verbally loving on your body and adorning your body in ways that show your love for your body. So, this here. With that said, this healing segment is going to involve your body. We're going to get moving, okay? And the way we are going to get moving, I like to call it STEAM, just STEAM. Soul transforming energy and movement. I mean, honestly, it's literally the foundation of STEAM. The STEAM routine was the beginning of me solidifying the technique. Like, this is what it is. This is where we start, with the breath. And we're going to start with that today, too. But then we're going to break off into what I call true soul transforming energy and movement. And what that entails is a little technique I call energy play. And why I call it energy play is because it's you activating your light. It's you realizing you give off an energy, you give off a vibration, and actually realizing that you can shift it and move it and mold it and clear it and activate it and, put it to rest, on pause, to rehabilitate and revive it. It's your energy. And so the way I begin showing people how to use this technique is I start them in a hand mudra. Because here you initially establish that feeling of the energy you give off just from between your palms, and you can feel it. And once you tune into the chakra centers, energy centers in the middle of your hands, you can feel the energy. And from that mudra, I move to another hand mudra, which is also one where you're working with the energy. And from there, I guide you through some manipulation techniques. And I don't like to use the term manipulation. Some energy shifting techniques that help you to start to feel the reach of your energy. Because everybody, can feel your energy within an arm's length of you. That's how far your aura and your energy stretches. That's how come a lot of times you get too close. Some people be like, yo, you all up in my energy. You literally are. And you're also mixing yours with theirs. So this movement segment we're going to do actually brings more awareness to your body and to the energy and vibration you emanate. And this dance, I love this technique because you can do it even if you're immobile, if you're seated, you can do it walking down the street. It literally is all in the arms. However, for entertainment purposes, I will move you know, my legs every now and then. Also, just for my own freedom of movement. If my body feels called to do these things, I don't want to put restrictions on my free movement. So, we're going to start with the deep breathing that I use to open up the steam routine. Now, for those who aren't familiar with that, that's taking light and love from Mama Earth, bringing it up through all of your chakra centers, and then flushing out anything that is not worthy of being in your energy anymore. We're going to do that 2 times to start off. We take love and light from Mama Earth and clear our energy with that, and we repeat that. After that, we're not going to go into the traditional routine. We're going to go into energy play. And I hope you do have fun and enjoy it with me. I'm taking a risk doing this with you guys, using the music that usually inspires my soul transforming energy and movement. It is by an artist, artist known as Chantra Seba. And I'm probably going to get copyright stricken, but I don't care. I really want you guys to feel this. And so I didn't want to water it down or find some random music. I really wanted to use sounds that inspired me in hopes that they will also inspire the energy activation within your bodies. So with that said, let's get into it. This song by them is called Your Healing, and I just thought it was so appropriate. everybody. You made it to the pick a pal part of this session today. And I want y'all to know that this segment, this entire session, is really timeless. But I will say you should make sure you're seeing it before the end of eclipse, this eclipse energy. Um, Hopefully you're seeing this before September 26th. If you're seeing it after September 26th, it still means that there was a message or a healing that you needed from this session in order to step into a new cycle in 2026. So now that you're standing in your true light, you activated your energy through S.T.E.A.M. Let's get into it. So there are 3 pals, duh. I want to clear the energy over here with some sage before we jump right in. This reading is not really long. I only have 3 questions, and it's really because you guys are ready. Like, you'll see that I believe it's my next reading. My next session that I was called to do goes up soon, I believe, and it's all about the fact that you are ready. That exactly what this new moon was saying. Like, it's no more someday I'll do that, someday I'll be there. It's I'm ready now to do this, to make this happen. So you can always come back and when you need a little reminder or a little energy boost. With that said, each of these piles here are going to be represented by a card from Rumi's Oracle. But first I want to take some grounding breaths so that we can connect to the information that's going to come in, because this is very important. It's only 3 questions, but the answers you're going to receive are going to be what helps you to fully step across the threshold and into your new cycle, your new beginning. So let's take a deep breath in through our mouths. I'm using my baby gong, so it might sound a little weird on my mic. I'm not sure. But anyway, take a deep breath in through your mouth. Relaxing, exhale. Deep breath in through your mouth. Connecting with the energy of Mama Earth, the energy of your spirit guides, and exhale. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Letting go of any worries. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Relaxing, letting go of any worries, any fears, any doubts. Whew. Okay. Talk about some sounds that could break up the energy. So I'm going to pull the top cards live. Okay, they said there you go. And here we go. So this card is representing pile number 1. This pile card wants to come out. This card is representing pile number 2. I'll pull from the middle. And this card represents pile number 3. A lot of reds and golds and blues in all of the cards. That might be a very powerful color for us at this time. Shades of red and blues and ocean like greenish colors and golds, like mimicking the colors of fall, I feel is the message I'm getting at this time. To wear those colors, to adorn your home with those colors will be very good for activating energies of transformation in the home. So now that you've gotten a look at your cards, I'll be back with pile number 1. And you can pause if you need to continue to decide. Hey, Power One, welcome to your session. You were drawn to this Rumi card, and that is read last with your advice. So, the first thing is I want to know, what do you need to hear to get into alignment with who you are meant to be in this new cycle? So, these are the cards I chose to answer that question. The second question I asked is, what area of your life is changing or renewing, and how or in what way? And these cards answer that. And then you have your advice cards here. So let's start first. What you need to hear right now to get into alignment with who you truly are. Power one, you have talk less, feel more. Last quarter moon in Pisces. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. There's a lot with full moon energy for you. I really feel that what you need to hear right now in order to get in alignment with who you truly are is that be yourself. Follow what you feel. Stop listening to other people's opinions and criticisms and detach from social media and do the things you feel called to do, especially if they call you out into uh, spaces and places that bring fear, not because they are toxic or, bad, but because it's something new. It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. So anything that makes you a little uncomfortable to do, but you feel called to do it, you need to just do it and follow those gut feelings. If there's any personal issues that you've been harboring at this time, a lot of them are going to reach resolution. So you might find people coming into your life or into your inboxes that you have slight issues with. These issues at this time need to be resolved. So be open to the conversations that may come from these people, because in resolving these issues, you will be more able to be vulnerable and create healthy boundaries and stuff like that with your newer relationships. And show the world the real you. Like, what more can I say? You are just being told that who you are is needed. So stop hiding your true self. Stop hiding aspects of yourself that you don't think the world is ready for. All right. Don't tell so many people what you got going on. Just make it happen. Just follow your gut feelings. And that's going to be the best way for you to get into alignment with what you are, who you truly are, is to follow your feelings. You also have renewal. And it says rest. Switch off the mind. A short holiday would do you a world of good at this time. A change of scenery results in renewed clarity and sense of purpose. So that will assist you in getting into alignment with who you truly are. Taking a break. Stop thinking so much. Stop doing so much. Take a holiday, a vacation. Change the scenery you've been sitting in for so long, and all of this will renew your clarity and sense of purpose and help you to get into alignment with who you truly are even more. And finally, what you also need to hear is sometimes walking away is the only option. Not because you want to make someone miss you or realize they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. And there must be someone that you are either harboring issues with. This personal issue reaches resolution. There may be someone or some people you walked away from, or that you're hesitant to walk away from. But in order for you to step into who you truly are, you have to realize that sometimes you have to walk away because your value of yourself is no longer going to be lowered in order to deal with those who aren't worthy. All right. All right. So the next question was, what area of your life is changing or renewing right now? Wow. You have Oshun of self-destruction. So you are changing an area of your life where you would self-sabotage, have destructive patterns that you would repeat, and be cautious in areas where you needed to just jump right in. You weren't trusting the guidance provided. So what's changing, this area of your life is changing where you would do things to self-sabotage, to get in the way of your blessings, um, without realizing that you are repeating certain patterns. And I think that now you're realizing that you've been repeating patterns that cause you to constantly repeat certain cycles and experiences that got in the way of your progress. Now, how is this area of your life going to change? In what way? So you have some angelic assistance coming in, divine guidance and loving support to assist you where you might feel like you're struggling with repeating certain habits, certain familiar actions or friendships or locations. You're going to be getting some angelic assistance with stopping repeating these self-sabotaging things. You also have setting boundaries, threshold protection, honor. So you're going to be setting some boundaries, and that's good. This area of your life is going to change because you're no longer going to allow certain people to be around you that trigger you into some of this destructive behavior and patterns. You're going to, like it says here, you're going to respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. And you have calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. You're going to be finding that through some sort of ritual or something that you do, um, another full moon is going to bring you peace. You need to have something that you do that is um, a regular practice of yours. And I feel like that's going to assist you with letting go and letting God and not self-sabotaging, not being scared to leap when you should leap, and not repeating destructive patterns like stopping doing a bad habit only to find you returning to it again the moment you're triggered by a situation of some kind. And there must be something um, that you're either not meant to say with this talk less, feel more, because my throat chakra has acted up as soon as I started your pal. But with this full moon, I feel like there's going to be a lot of illumination, a lot of light being shown on the real you and any issues that you've been harboring within you. And at this time, um, you're getting a chance to calm the waters, to shift this energy, to allow things to reach a resolution rather than constantly suppressing. It's sort of like you're going to be surrendering and allowing angelic assistance, allowing the universe to work with you, through you. And finally, what is your advice? Just overall advice. Moving on through the rest of this new moon in Virgo and eclipse season energy. You have the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords reversed, the Nine of Wands reversed, and these two cards. So, your advice moving forward. I do see some nostalgic energy, a lot of feeling like attached to the past, to the familiar with this pal. There are some aspects of your childhood that still kind of hold you from moving into um, spaces where you're meant to show who you truly are. Now, maybe there were people who caused you to feel like you needed to suppress. Maybe you didn't get the nurturing and the affection from a mother figure that was needed for you to feel like you could um, trust that people would love you and want to be in your life and energy. But there's some thing here that you need to leave behind. And it's this feeling that stems from the past that you constantly are not good enough. This Nine of Wands reverse is like you've been working hard at something. You're ready to give up. You're tired of trying. That's what I'm hearing. Tired of trying. And it stems from something in your past. But I am hearing this is something you need to revisit at this time. Whatever this is that you're suppressing, that you really need to move away from, but you feel like you can't. There's something still there that holds nostalgic memories for you or desires, or maybe you feel like you put a lot of energy towards something in your past that you're like, ready to give up on the reward, but it's still what you know. So you're still like in a phase of wondering what could have been. You know, there's just the advice at this time, I feel, is to revisit something in order to get clear on whether or not it's something you should walk away from. You see, this was brought back to my attention. Sometimes walking away is the only option, not because you want to make someone miss you or realize they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. There's something here that is speaking of not moving away from something because it's familiar. It's what you know. You've been in it or you've had the experience for a long time. I also feel like you've put a lot of energy into it. Or it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be anything. But it's like they want you to be aware that they're trying to move you on to something better at this time. And I think you keep repeating something that is kind of self-sabotaging you to repeat something from your past. All right. It also has first quarter moon. You got last quarter moon in Pisces to start and the first quarter. So it's like right after the new moon. So it says face challenges, make decisions, and find the path forward through conflicts. So the energy right now with you, the advice they're giving you is to face challenges at this time, make some decisions, and take action to overcome any obstacles. You not making choices, not taking action, is what's going to cause you to sit instead of moving forward. Um, it's time to make decisions and it's time to act on them. And your final card of advice from Rumi, the one that you were drawn to, says Sacred Phoenix Heart. And it says, reason says there is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. Perhaps you are scratching your head quizzically or are in deepest despair because you have met a dead end, a frowning no, or a dismissive laugh upon your quest. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge or any cause. Love says there is always another way. So don't give up on something that really calls to your heart or someone. Um, it's saying there may be something that just seems like it's impossible right now. And maybe that's why you cling to something that's familiar. But they're saying don't shy away from a challenge because love, if this is something or someone you truly love, love always finds a way. Love conquers all. And that is your new moon in Virgo partial solar eclipse reading, my pal ones. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this entire session. And join the tribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're always welcoming new light workers into this light tribe. Send me a comment. I read them all. I answer them all, and it helps me connect to your energy better. And always read the description. That's the only way you're going to know how to catch me on my other platforms. Join my workshops, book a personal reading, and most important and exciting of all is to join me on Bonessa retreat to Guinea into the new year in West Africa from December 30th, 2025 to January 12th, 2026. And I'm sending you so much light and love on your journey, pal ones. Peace, blessings, and all the greatness that comes from being a part of this family of light. And I'll be back with pal 2. Bye. Hey, pal 2, welcome to your session. You were drawn to this Rumi card, and this is read last along with your advice. And let's get right into it. So, what does pal 2 need to hear in order to get into alignment with who they truly are? Pal 2, it says know your worth, new moon in Taurus. That's the number one thing. To get into alignment with who you truly are, you have to know you are worthy. You have to not sell yourself short. You have to not undervalue what you bring to the table. Okay? Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Are you a Taurus? What is Taurus energy coming through? You're in the house of value right now, money. And the more that you know you are worthy, the more you're going to gain during this cycle in your life, this one you're stepping into. So you just need to have a practical plan. Maybe you have these dreams and you have these goals, but you have no vision of how to reach them. And so they seem elusive or distant to you. Come up with a practical plan, and you'll find that you get right into vibrational alignment with whatever your goals are. You have worked through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, so you may also still have some fears that are getting in the way of you knowing your worth. Or maybe you know your worth, but there are fears that others won't see it. And you have a time for healing, balsamic moon, which also lets me know that perhaps you've gone through some times where people have made you feel unworthy. And that is the healing process you're going to be going through now, is learning to work through the fears of being rejected or not accepted. Sorry, let me drink some water. Oh, my top fell all the way on the floor. Okay. What else does Pal2 need to hear? Intention. And it says, do not lose sight of your original intention. Check inside your heart to see if the path you're traveling fits in with your original hopes and aspirations. If not, take action, take control, and steer your life back on course. That was pretty much blunt. And lastly, make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Don't look for any outside validation. I knew that that was the issue with this group. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. Wow. I think that was exactly what you guys need to hear to get into alignment with who you truly are. So now, what area of your life is changing or renewing, and how or in what way? So, we have Oshun floods, spite, malice, and revenge. So, the area of your life where you might be holding resentments. Maybe you might feel like doing things to people out of spite because you feel like they did it to you, or do something to get back at somebody. This area of your life is changing. You might have also been someone who was experiencing vengeful people, people who were spiteful towards you. But I really feel like you are really getting a shift in this area where maybe that was your mindset. Someone does this to me, I do it back to them. Somebody doesn't do that for me, I don't do it for them. And that area is that of your life is what is shifting at this time. Okay, you may stop feeling like being vengeful. You might Stop worrying about others trying to get revenge on you, and start to really release fears and allow past things to heal, past experiences to heal. So you have soul radiance. Wow, you are getting a renewal. Phoenix rising. So yeah, you are healing at this time. You have healed from past experiences that may have caused you to feel vengeful and spiteful towards people, or for them to feel that way towards you. You're letting your light shine through and rebirthing your energy so that that past is no longer going to be in your karma. You have tenderness, yeah, true love and compassion. You're stepping into a space of compassion now, and you're going to experience that same tenderness and compassion coming back to you. I do feel like this group, you have a really big heart, and maybe young, it was wounded in some way. And now, as you're growing older, or now that you are an adult or you're an elder at this point, you are now calling back in the pieces of yourself that might have been wounded and put into a space of fear and never really healed when you were a child. And now your guides are saying it's time to know your worth. It's time to step into the truth of who you are. And you have Circle of Eternal Joy, Timelessness, Dance of Life. You have all the time in the world, my pal twos. Okay? So if you held any resentments or spite towards people, or felt like time was going to run out for you, or the ideas you had, the things you wanted to do were eventually going to, it wasn't going to be no time, or uh, no. They want to assure you that you're going to start to realize that you are timeless, that your ideas are timeless, that you have time, and that the dance of life is going with the flow, following the cycles of the seasons, okay? And you have to know when it's time to hibernate and when it's time to be reborn. And I think this is an area of your life that you're going to just be stepping into this circle of eternal joy, of realizing that as you flow with life cycles, you flow in life, and things just seem to come so much more easier. Yeah. It's like a cold or shadow side of yourself is being put to rest so that you could be softer and more vulnerable in this new cycle. You can put down your shield and your sword and stuff. Okay? So, lastly, this is just advice moving through the rest of this new moon and eclipse season energy. So you have the World, the Three of Wands, and Justice. Oh my, pal, too. Your advice is to let the old just fall away. You have the World coming in. You're literally stepping into a whole new life. Whatever's coming in for you in this new cycle is going to feel like a clean slate, a total renewal or new beginning. And it's going to lift your passions. I feel like things that you've desired, things that you wanted, you're going to start to feel like here they come. I see them coming in. I also see advice for this palace to travel, see the world as much as you can. With the World card and then somebody out seeing the world, I also feel like this new energy you're stepping into, you're meant to explore and get out there and see the world and go after what you want to bring into this new cycle. Justice is on your side. Things that seemed unfair are now going to work out for you because now you are ready. Everything is balancing out. You're getting your justice. And you have full moon in Capricorn. Acknowledge your achievements and uphold your responsibilities. So the advice to you is to celebrate every achievement. put some structure into your life where now you can say, all right, step 1, step 2, step 3, accomplish that, next goal, and add up, take care of your responsibilities, prioritize. That's your advice. And lastly, your advice from Rumi that you chose. It says, dance of the divine feminine. That's crazy. You have here dance of life. So this power here, dancing may be very, very helpful for your healing process as you move through this energy. It might really help you to ground the energy, to free up energy, to, to feel not so heavy. But it says, dance of the divine feminine. How bitter the taste of water would be if the river stopped its flow. The universe esteems you capable of more than being sure-footed and sensible. You can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the spheres. There is big magic for you to weave this lifetime. Ooh, my stomach just growled. I'm gonna have to take a snack after this. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up the mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters most and attend to that. And that is your advice, pal 2. This is your completion of your session today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember remember to subscribe and join this family of light. We're always welcoming in new light workers into the tribe. Leave me a comment. It helps me to connect to your energy more. And always read the description so you know how to find me on my other platforms, book a personal reading, join a workshop, or most important, join me in person on this journey into the new year in Guinea, West Africa, Bonessa Retreat from December 30th, 2025 to January 12th, 2026. And on that note, I'm sending you so much light and love on your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the amazing things that come from being a part of this family of light. And I'll be back with Pal 3. See ya. Hey, Pal 3. Welcome to your session. You were drawn to this Rumi message, and that is read last with your advice. So let's jump right into this. What does Pal 3 need to hear in order to get into alignment with who you truly are? Think it through. New moon in Gemini. So Pal 3. There may be something that you have to do or want to do that you're kind of needing to think through. I want to look in the book, and I never look in the book for this deck, but something in me is like, I want to take a peek inside and see what advice they give you with this think it through. So it says a positive outcome lies ahead. However, to take this opportunity from the ethers and make it real, you need a positive mindset. Ah, gotcha. On some level, you already know how to get what you want. Use your smarts and think it through. Look for the signposts about what to do next. Ask, what am I expecting? Focus on positive expectations. Expectations attract. If you're having doubts, talk to someone. Make a list of your goals. There's a way through. Use your mind and your words to help others see things your way. And this card is especially a good sign for matters related to a flirtatious situation, anything written and upset you've had, or a relationship that feels blocked. Expressing whatever is on your mind is always a good idea, but this card also suggests you need to do some inner work and trust your intuition. Wow. So, manifesting tips for boosting your intuition: call an Archangel Zadkiel, who is associated with compassion and forgiveness, to help you clear a past hurt that could otherwise block you. You can also call in the energy of the planet Mercury, which guides Gemini, or you can close your eyes and meditate on your desire for at least 5 minutes. What comes up, write that down. And an affirmation you can use is knowledge is powerful and I am powerful. Knowledge is powerful and I am powerful. So that's interesting. That's something you needed to hear in order to get into alignment with who you truly are. So, what else do they need to hear? It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. A lot of new moon energy so far. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Well, there's that Virgo energy jumping into your session that we've been sitting in. Emotions are running high. Super moon. Okay. There's something that it's time for you to take some action on. That is, it's like you are behind when you were supposed to be stepping into who you truly are. You're supposed to already be in the energy of who you truly are. There has been some self-doubt, some not feeling good enough that has kind of kept you from taking actions. And this could even be actions towards relationships you desire, opportunities you desire. And I feel like you're going to be feeling a lot of flirtatious energy either coming towards you or you towards others. It could be even towards something that you just desire, just feeling like um, your emotions are really pulling you towards it. But there's an aspect of having to know you are worthy of it. You are good enough to have a certain relationship. You're good enough to have a certain job, to live in a certain neighborhood, to have a certain kind of family life. Yeah. And now it's time to take steps towards what you want. I feel like you feel like, and it's funny, this is the vision again, because I was going to say you feel like a caged animal. And I didn't want to say like animal, but the energy I get is like if you ever saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and there's a scene where Caesar, the leader of the apes, sees this big, big, big gorilla that the owners of this place that holds these wild animals keeps this gorilla caged all by itself. So it's in solitude all the time, in a dark hole, caged in, always banging around in rage. And one day Caesar gives it freedom. He opens the door. And for a minute, there's no movement because it's almost like the gorilla's in shock. Like, I'm I'm free. And all of a sudden it comes running out and it just starts running all through the area and swinging through the trees and just so happy to be free. And you Caesar was able to realize that the gorilla wasn't just angry and evil, but it was being suppressed. It was being held back from being who it truly was meant to be, which was a gorilla, a monkey, whatever. So all that is to say is that is what I feel for your true self, that you have it in a cage and it's like angry and enraged, like it feels like it's not valued, it's not ready, it's never good enough. Nothing I do is good enough is what I'm like hearing. And this, what you need to hear is that it's time to free it. You are good enough because when you free that energy, it's going to come flying out and your emotions are going to be so high. All right, let's keep it moving. What else do you need to hear to get into alignment? Flame of love. This power was giving me love vibes and flirty energy, and that's why I think you're being guided to think things through before you jump into stuff right now. So it says, allow the infinite power of love within you to radiate unconditionally in all directions, yet stand tall in your sense of self and in your own truth. The healing power of love will help you burn through all illusion and you will discover new possibilities. This is a powerful time of transformation, ideas, and creativity. Wow. I hope that helped you shift a little more into alignment with who you truly are. And it says, be true to yourself in all ways. Not everyone will get you. They can only understand from their level of perception. That's on them. No matter what people say, don't ever doubt your worth or the beauty you hold within. Stand tall in your power. Wow, Power 3. If that doesn't help you get into alignment with who you are truly meant to be, I don't know what will, but I feel like that was straight to the point. So let's get into what area of your life is changing or renewing, and how or in what way. So you have Oshun of shame and regret, guilt, remorse, and self-loathing. This is the area of your life that is changing. You are getting a renewal in areas of your life where you hold guilt for something you feel you're responsible for creating, remorse for something you've done or you've lost, or just self-loathing, being angry at yourself, just feeling down on yourself, carrying a heavy load of shame and regret. This is shifting for you now. This is what has been in the way of a lot of relationship issues and trust issues and forward movement, because I feel like you lack trust in yourself more so than in other people. Um, I feel that you're a pretty good reader of people. You can see energy pretty good. But I feel like for this pal, you have issues with trusting that you will make the right choice. You will do the right thing. All right. So, how is this area of your life changing? In what way? Well, hidden knowledge, Akashic records, silent understanding. You are going to be connecting in some way. And if you haven't, by the way, you need to watch my Akashic record peak reading. It's a part of the Virgo portal, the Virgo Vortex portal series. And there's something in your Akashic records that you need to know that will help you get into this space of silent understanding, of just understanding why things went the way they went, so that you can release any guilt and shame and regret and realize that certain things were just meant, so that you could tap into certain hidden knowledge, certain understanding, and grow into who you are meant to be. I didn't listen to my stomach. During Pile 2, it growled right at the end, and I was like, I'm going to have to grab a snack. And then I didn't, and it just reminded me now, like, if you don't hurry up, but I'm not rushing. So it also says, idyllic times, the garden paradise. So I feel like some of you are moving, literally moving into a space that's going to trigger you to be able to tap into some hidden knowledge. I do see new moons and full moons being very, very important times of transformation for you, so pay attention to them. But with the garden and paradise, I just really feel like what's changing and in what way is going to be your surroundings. um I'm sorry if y'all can hear kids screaming. My neighbor's kids just came outside and they're playing. So I don't know if that's a sign to you that maybe where you're moving will be more quiet and calm, or where your ideal place and time is being surrounded by children and play. But yeah, let me just tap into this book really quick. It says, I'm just realizing I only opened the books for this pal. I don't know what that means. All right. I'm not reading everything. I'm going to read what I feel called to. Okay. So on a purely practical, nope, let me start there. They pulled me back. Similarly, all right. So the hardships that you've gone through have brought you great value and inner strength, transforming your life and carrying you to a new reality of pleasant experience and of pleasant experiences and peaceful surroundings. So get ready for the idyllic times ahead. Let yourself relax and appreciate the peace and beauty coming to your life. On a purely practical level, this card could be foretelling an upcoming trip or even a move. I knew that's what I was feeling. I have to trust myself. All right. Even a move to a picturesque and lush environment, one that may seem like a paradise to you. This bodes well for your energy and your future. Even if you can't go on vacation or make a move now, you can still create ideals of peace and happiness in your daily life. Surround yourself with the beauty of nature, the trees, flowers, birds, and animals that are ever present blessings from the universe. Know that every moment you stop to relax and appreciate your natural world, you bring an idyllic time to your life. After all, paradise is always there should you choose to experience it. And there's an affirmation. I didn't know this deck had affirmations. I never use the books, y'all. Usually I don't. And it says, I open my life to experiencing the wonders of nature all around me. Beauty and peace fill my life in many delighted ways. That was a long one. I'll say it one more time. I open my life to experiencing the wonders of nature all around me. Beauty and peace fill my life in many delightful ways. And I really see that that is what is changing, is your surroundings in some way. And I do feel like this is going to be a huge achievement for you, something that's going to renew your sense of being good enough and your ability to take actions that bring great results. Twin flames. Didn't I say this was a pile of love? And here's my soul animal, soul partner, and eternal connection. Wow. So, where you held shame and regret and remorse and self loathing about past relationships, that's changing now. Your twin flame, your soul partner, your eternal connection is coming in this new cycle you're stepping into. This is interesting because I'm trying to understand, is this a renewal of a twin flame partnership, or is this someone new coming in? And I'm hearing that it's different for many people. And I'm also hearing that moving your space is kind of like the key, because I see the butterfly in her hand. It's kind of like the key to you getting into alignment with the hidden knowledge that wants to come in, as well as this soul partnership, this eternal connection. That to me is passion filled. You know it because it's filled with a lot of passion. You'll feel like you're twinning with this person. Um, yeah, it's gonna feel very guided. So finally, let's get to your advice for the rest of this eclipse season. And you have the Lovers. Is that not nuts? And it's the Lovers reversed. Oh my goodness, pile 3. The 3 of Pentacles. It was reversed. And the 5 of Cups, which was also reversed. So far, your advice with this new cycle is to make a choice. You need to follow your heart. When the Lovers is reversed, it means you have more than one lover to choose from. And if you are not in that predicament yet, it's coming. Where you're going to feel like, I don't know which one is my twin flame, which one is my soulmate, my divine mate. And for those of you that aren't in relationships or don't even want one, this could be you trying to choose between 2 things that you love, 2 locations, 2 jobs, just something that it's like you value and love them both, but only one is going to bring you that eternal connection you seek. Now, the 3 of Pentacles reverse, it talks of false collaborations. 5 of Cups reverse speaks of getting over disappointments and things that were out of your control, things that happened and there was nothing you can do about it. So I do feel that your advice, in order to be able to make this choice, and it's reverse, meaning the choice has to be made pretty soon, and it's one that you don't really want to make, When it's reversed, it's like you know what you want to do, but you're in fear of making a wrong choice. And with the Three of Pentacles here, it's like you're looking for someone you could collaborate with, someone that you can work with, someone or something that feels good to you and brings in prosperity. And you've experienced a lot of false collabs, a lot of joining forces with people who you took on most of the work. Maybe they got the recognition, you didn't, whatever the case may be. That is a wound here that's causing you not to make a choice when it comes to something you want to do or someone you want to do. These past situations, it's like you're still healing from this. And I see this with Oshun of shame and regret. It's like you're just now starting to come out of regret, having regrets or guilt over certain things. Maybe walking away from someone or something uh, brings you some guilt. Maybe you walked away from someone or something and you have guilt you're carrying or remorse behind it. But they are advising you to continue to heal from situations that didn't go the way you wanted, and continue to start to see how more positive collaborations are coming in, and really get clear on what it is you want in a partner or in a friend or in your dream career. All right. You also have Black Moon. Wow. So it says a rare and mysterious phase that invites you to explore the unseen and embrace transformation. So your advice at this time is to be open to mystery. Some things they're not going to give you the answer for. Like they're not going to be point you in the point at exactly what you need to do. They're just putting you in the right direction. You have to be open to rebirth at this time. Some things are going to be renewed either in your life or within you, and hidden forces are at work at this time. So there are things that you have put into action, that others have put into action, that are now all going to be working to create this huge transformation that's coming in. So if your emotions have been feeling like antsy or anxious or whatever, it's because there's some changes that are happening behind the scenes for you. Um, and they're bringing me back to this again. This is more advice. This is your primary advice right here. Allow the infinite power of love within you to radiate unconditionally in all directions, pile 3. Yet, stand tall in your sense of self and in your own truth. The healing power of love will help you burn through all illusion and you will discover new possibilities. This is a powerful time of transformation, ideas, and creativity. And you need to be open to receive that message and receive this powerful time as being the one you are meant to take action in. But here is your final words of advice coming from Rumi, and it says, the lion and the deer. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. There is no need to fear making a mistake. If you fall into arrogance, the divine shall roar magnificently to shift your perspective. If you underestimate yourself, the divine will encourage you to rise. Whatever is needed to keep you true is what you are given. So if you've been afraid of making mistakes, of becoming prosperous, of knowing you're good enough and thinking that that means your ego is taking over, the divine is assuring you that it got your back. It's not going to let your ego get out of control. It'll knock you right back into your senses. If you're afraid of making a wrong choice and going towards matters of the heart or of purpose, your highest purpose, it's like you're underestimating your ability to make the right choices. Whatever you need at this time is going to be given to you. So whatever is put in your path um, is meant for you at this time. And you will not be making any wrong choices by taking actions based off of a time spent thinking things through and following your heart. which is always going to be my advice. I'm a Venusian, so we work off of love, the light of love. But anyway, that's your reading, pal 3. I hope that this entire session helped you out and resonated with you. If you did, please like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. I'm always welcoming in new light workers. Hashtag, we bringing it back, 1 million light workers. I will not rest until I reach that level, and we will together. And even then, I ain't gonna rest. That'll be just the beginning. But leave me a comment so our energy can connect a little more, and always read the description because it tells you about how you could book a personal reading, join a workshop. Why did my mind go blank? Hit me up and meet me on all of my other platforms where I offer free guidance. And most important, you can meet me in person in Guinea, West Africa on the Bonessa retreat to Guinea into the new year from December 30th, 2025 to January 12th, 2026. This is the time to do it, y'all. Especially this pal we talked about travel and movement. This is the time to do it. I'm telling you, things are changing when it comes to the political environment and travel and resources like visas and passports. These things might start to become difficult to get a hold of. And I don't know why I'm telling this pal this specifically, but it's a need to know. Get your passports. Make sure you have your travel documents and do your traveling as much as you can as soon as you can. All right. By 2027, I do see some difficulties with getting visas to certain places or from certain places. And that's just something this pal must have needed to know. I'm sending you so much light and love on your journey, y'all. Peace, blessings, and all the amazing experiences that come from being a part of this family of light. Until next time, love y'all. Bye.